Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast, ready to spread some Lucha love. That's right, folks. We are knee deep in the Cueto Cup round 2. But before we get into this craziness that we love every Wednesday night, well, now it's Thursday night, but whatever. Introduce you to my compadre, my partner in crime tonight, Mr. Chris Phoenix joining me. How you doing, dude?
As the world's greatest champion of all time, my boy, J-Bo. Woo!
Woo! Too sweet.
Little nature boy.
Throwing up the number 4.
Four on the floor for Fortune and the Horseman, if you will.
This is that too. There you go. Oh, you never know what this guy's gonna throw at me. I love him. Oh, you ready to dive into this, buddy?
You betcha.
Gotta love it. All right. So, like I said, Cueto Cup round 2. This is season 3, episode number 26. A Fenix to the Flame. Man, in covering the first round of this, we had some good matches and some wrestle silly matches, and it seems like now things are definitely, now that we're in round 2, we've got half of the participants gone. Things are definitely getting more serious, wouldn't you say?
The heat is definitely on, Michael. I don't know where that came from. I it's like a double WCW. Might have been like a little Tony Schiavone.
I thought it sounded like a little more like Byron Saxton.
I like Byron. I don't care what anybody says. I love Byron. He's a good guy.
Byron's good shit, dude.
Hell yeah.
JB...
Just like Matt Stryker and Vampiro, if you will.
Oh, dude, 2 of the best out there doing what they do every Wednesday. Hell Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's one of the greatest teams out there. I don't care. I'm biased, So yeah, and this first one definitely was going to be my favorite one of the evening. I am a huge Jeremiah Crane / Sami Callihan fan, and also a huge Taya fan.
Yes.
So right from the first minute of this episode, I was on the edge of my seat because I knew these two were going to bring it.
I was thinking to myself, I don't care what you say about her. Some shit's gonna go down.
She can take a whooping.
She can take a whooping. No waggity, no braggity. Oh yeah. And there's plenty of that for Taya last night. Oh yeah. Yeah, she got put through the ringer. I tell you what, I am increasing in my respect for her every single match she takes. Like you said several weeks ago, her work in AAA is becoming unrivaled in her career, and seeing what she is capable of in Lucha Underground gives us more hope for the future of female wrestling and wrestling in general as it stands right now. Competitors like her, Sexy Star, and several others in Lucha, tell us that, yes, there are some fierce women out there, and they are not to be messed with. Take a whooping!
Yeah. And the way things have gone between shenanigans and interference and whatever, because somebody always knows someone that can help show up and do something. And with Taya being in the Worldwide Underground, I'm a little surprised. And I don't think there's necessarily, I'm not going to assume there's dissension.
No.
In the Worldwide Underground. But aren't you a little surprised, as I was, that no one showed up to help her? I mean, I give her props for going at it alone with Jeremiah Crane. I give her all the props in the world. And maybe that's why there wasn't anybody to prove how badass she is.
Definitely, and that I think that was the intent going into this. That for the show, they wanted to show the strong female empowerment, and they wanted to show what she's actually capable of. The
Yeah.
crazy thing was that even in doing so, they showed a little bit of her kind of using her feminine wiles at first,
Yeah.
distracting Jeremiah and giving him a big old slap across the mush.
And kind of shaking her booty a little bit, like, hey, I got it going on. And
Damn
then
right, damn right. And Johnny's out there. Johnny's like, "That's my girl."
yeah, and then Jeremiah Crane knocks her head off. It's which
Yeah,
you
it
you
was
knew
it
you
was
knew he was gonna
brutal.
bring it.
Yeah, he does not back down. That is a tough son of a bitch.
Oh, and a
He
crazy one at that too.
Yeah, legit. This guy does not back down. Never has, never will. He's one of the most intense performers in all of wrestling, indies or televised, and
Oh God, yeah.
that was shown indubitably during last night's episode. As much as we would have wanted to root for Ty to win or see some collusion from the underground, knowing what we know of their collusion for just about every other match, their absence was quite auspicious. I will say, however, that I don't think Johnny himself might have gotten involved, but possibly PJ or Jack, maybe. Definitely not Ricky. He's kind of in the doghouse after his loss, but still. I would think that just based on what we've seen before, there would have been some kind of reinforcement. But owing to that, the result of the match was even more suspected than the absence of her compatriots. When Sexy Star showed up,
Yeah.
yep, and
With the brass knucks.
showing what I believe Vampiro coined the term, he may or may not have, that revenge is a dish best served gold, like those knucks.
Yeah. Oh man, and so I'm assuming this is going to further develop as we get closer and closer to uh, the end of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I'm drawing a blank. What do they call the grand finale?
Ah,
Ultima
Ultima
Lucha.
Lucha.
Oh my god! I almost thought my brain was going to melt out of my ears there. It's the
So
smoke
much Lucha, it's unfathomable.
the smoke was forming, folks. But yeah, Sexy Star shows up with the brass knucks, distracts Taya, which gives Jeremiah Crane, the ability to finish it off and do what he needs to do, which is just that driver. Oh my god.
Yep.
One of the most brutal ones out there, and yeah, Taya's probably not going to wake up for about a week.
Ooh, and when she does, she's gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, she got knocked so hard, she may not know who she is.
Yep, but
She
then
may,
again, she may denounce herself from the worldwide underground if she forgets. But then again,
right?
knowing her as tough as she is, I believe there is going to be a setup for a match at Ultima Lucha Trace between her and the Great Sexy Star.
Yeah, I think we've seen the last as much as I want to see her continue the feud with Mariposa.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all done. Um,
Yep.
yeah, I'm sure
Because there's a new feud involving Mariposa. I believe that takes us to the next match. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was a quick segment, but it was all done in subtitles. Not knocking the show, but I was not reading as fast as they were spitting them out. It was a conversation going on between Aerostar and Phoenix. I missed most of it, but it was in the locker room, and Phoenix was basically prepping for his match.
The
And
gist of it, if I remember correctly, went like, well, Aerostar, you're a time traveler. What can you tell me about what's going to happen? He's like,
yeah, okay,
all I can say for certain is that nothing is certain. Do you think I'm going to win? Maybe, maybe not. Well, what do you think? Do you think Drago, our former tag team partner, is gonna come back? And he's like, you know what? I'd really doubt it at this point. Phoenix is like, well, he left the Reptile Tribe before. He can do it again. I have faith in it. Do you? He's like, I honestly don't know at this point.
Yeah.
And so he questions his clairvoyant temporal based abilities as it relates to the shape of things in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange how things turned out. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the things certainly did not go, I think, the way, well, they did, but they didn't. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, getting into the next match, we get a visit from the Rabbit Tribe, the whole Rabbit Tribe.
Oh yeah.
We get Paul London versus Mil Muertes, with Katrina, of course.
Yeah.
And
less silly, a little bit more serious, but still funny.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a little dose of Paul London being trippy, goofy, whatever you want to call it, but Mil Muertes made short work of him.
Oh yeah.
With the exception of those, and I'm trying to remember the number, it was like 6 or 7 super kicks that London gave to Mil Muertes. I don't know how the hell Mil Muertes was still standing after those.
I call them the rabbit kicks.
Oh man, they're serious rabbit kicks.
Yep.
But
because when you're facing a man who is the personification of death incarnate, you really need to be on your super kick game. The only people who would dare throw kicks like that is HB Shizzle himself and the Bucks.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they know how to bring a super kick party.
You damn right.
Yeah. Very fun match between the two. It was interesting what they said towards the start of the match, and it was reference to an old Ring of Honor match.
Yes.
From Death Before Dishonor.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they said 2003.
Yeah.
Paul London when he faced Samoa Joe, and it's like whenever Matt Striker references stuff like this, which he's so good at,
he is the wrestling historian.
It's ridiculous how good he is when he's like just pops off like, oh yeah, do you remember when? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, now I have to find this match because I like going back and watching classic Ring of Honor stuff. That's classic stuff. I've got a few old Summer of CM Punk DVDs sitting around somewhere, which certainly had a good chunk of Samoa Joe in there. Or one of them does. I don't know. But anyways, that's another review for another time.
Indeed, yeah.
But man, yeah, so the Rabbit Tribe shows up, but to no avail.
Yeah.
In fact, one of them even gets clobbered by Mil Muertes himself. It was a Mala Suerte, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He gets clobbered. He kind of just, slithers, tumbles out of the ring, however you want to say it.
Because everybody know you cannot fight death with rabbits.
Can we make that quote of the week?
Save the carrot. You cannot fight death with rabbits.
Mark that down, folks. You cannot kill death with rabbits. Oh my goodness, yeah. Or fight death with rabbits, whatever. Thank you, Mr. Flair.
You got it, J-Bone.
I love this guy. Mil Muertes, of course, comes off with a win here. But then the end is priceless when Katrina slithers into the ring for a classic finish of her own. Excuse me. and gives the leader of the rabbit tribe the lick of death, or I like to call it the kiss of death. And then this camera slowly pans out from, looking down at him from the ceiling, and Paul London's got this look on his face like he just did something inside of his sparkly jock.
That guy got 8. And he loved it.
He did. It was probably the most satisfying defeat Paul London has ever had in his entire career. In fact, I probably wouldn't mind getting my ass kicked by Bill Marquez myself if I knew that was going to be the ending.
Paulie got licked from his beard to his forehead, straight up.
He did. As only Katrina could do. Oh my goodness. Right. Which, unfortunately, that takes the entire rabbit tribe out of the Cueto Cup. And that's not to say they're not going to return.
True.
Because they're always up for some kind of crazy, goofy shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see what happens. Next, we get one of the most entertaining little segments of the whole hour. Tejano.
Ooh.
Sipping a cold one in a bar.
Like he does.
Yes. Enjoying a brew. And then he is joined by beautiful Brenda. Brenda. Oh shit, that was close, dude.
she got that tiny little mouse voice.
She does. She's adorable. She's yes. Yeah, she's beautiful. Orders some whiskey shots. And does the little I'm dizzy. It's like,
you know what happens when I drink too much?
Yeah, she pulled one of those.
I can't do it, dude. I gotta twist a nut or something.
I got the Steven Tyler. I got the Steven Tyler voice by default, so I can pull that off.
There you go. I start to tell the truth.
You're not fun.
You're dull. And he's like,
you're boring.
Yeah. And he takes the bottle and just crushes it with his bare hand. It's like, holy crap.
It's because Tejano, man. He's freaking balls to the wall strong, man.
He is.
But but while you seeing her trying to lay on the charm after talking shit, negging him on, you can see Famous B over there in the corner like, reel him in, Brenda. Reel him in. You got it, girl.
He's doing the whole reel him in, with the hands, and just on the other side of the room, looking over Tejano's shoulder, and oh man, yeah, he's gonna end up with Famous B, and she informs him that he needs a woman's touch. Which is hilarious. It's like, oh no, what is Tejano gonna come out looking like Marty McFly did in what was that, the third movie?
Oh, what, like Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, with the pink shirt and the I'm picturing something horrifying already. Wait, I'm probably gonna spit out whatever I'm drinking all over the place from laughing so hard. But I could see this already. I would not be surprised, but Famous B will be so proud, as well as beautiful Brenda. I could be way wrong, but I can see it coming. What do you think, dude? What do you think is what do you think they're gonna do with Tejano?
The end game is not clear. Considering that we haven't seen Dr. Wagner Jr. for quite some time, I'm not quite sure if he's going to add to his stable of famous wrestlers or if he's going to replace Dr. Wagner Jr. with Tejano.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. But, that's the thing about Famous B. You never can tell what he's up to. Just when you think you've got him figured out, he goes and pulls a fast one. Quite intriguing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Tejano is gonna go far in the Cueto Cup. I don't know if he's gonna go all the way, but I think Famous B is gonna help him.
Or he's going to try, and then Tejano's going to fail and squash the living crap out of him.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot of gray in here. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I can't remember who he's supposed to face.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I'm kind of drawing a blank myself.
I'm gonna look that up real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. Bring up La Lucha Cueto Cup. Here we go. Tejano in the first round faced. Duh. He
What?
faced Famous B.
He did, and Famous B wanted to lay down and make him famous, so he could move forward and shape his career.
Right, but then, okay. Okay, so the Mac beat Mala Suerte, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so Tejano is going to face the Mac in round 2. Now, what day that's going to fall on? It's not going to be next week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to the matches for next week at the end.
Yeah.
All right. So, crazy segment with Famous B, Beautiful Brenda, and Tejano. I can't wait to see what happens next week.
Very, very cinematic, and it's leading up to something bigger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Then we get to the main event, the third match in round 2 of the Cueto Cup.
Wednesday night's main event.
Marty the Moth Martinez versus the Phoenix.
And Melissa's doing her best to hold her own while Marty's standing there with his little Aztec Pride lunchbox, eating a sandwich, and then at the very last second, he tries to shove it into her face. She accidentally takes a bite and says his name and spits it right back in his face.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Funny as hell.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before.
Like the rest of the Lucha world, we all love Melissa. We think she is a fierce and powerful woman. She is not as strong as the rest of the competitors, mind you, but she is fierce nonetheless. And to see her finally stand up for herself, that was a good thing.
Yeah. She's been taking it for a couple seasons now. For 2 seasons?
Two and a half seasons. Trying to introduce this bitch, trying to introduce a lot of damn people. And the two she's most affected by is Pentagon Jr., who wanted to break her freaking arm.
Oh God, yeah.
And Marty Martinez, who is just creepily over her shoulder, flapping his wings.
Yeah. And jeez. Of course, he's got his sister with him, Mariposa.
Mariposa's in his corner.
And of course, she wants revenge too because Phoenix beat her.
Oh, yeah.
It would not have been very interesting if Marty actually had to face his sister. That would have thrown a whole twist in the whole, where this season is going.
In this family dynamic, it would have been a strange match to say the least. However, noting the dynamic we have for Phoenix as a former champion, as the only Triple Crown champion in Lucha, right? We can honestly say that his propensity and power to move forward in this game is much higher than Mariposa's, despite her fierce competitiveness.
Well put. I couldn't have said it better myself. Man, yeah, and so if we get a hell of a main event, both put up a hell of a fight. I'm trying to think if there's any particular moments.
Before the end?
No, just particular moves But man, those kicks from Phoenix, I think, were some of the most fierce kicks. I could put it up to a vote. Who had more fierce kicks in this episode? Jeremiah Crane or did Phoenix?
That's a tough one. Because Crane is fierce on his own, but
Mm.
Phoenix was fighting for Melissa. And as any warrior knows, when you are fighting for the heart and love of a good woman, your animal instincts kick in. And when your spirit animal is a freaking phoenix, you go to town on your opponent and you hold nothing back. So
Oh
I
yeah,
would say Phoenix wins this one, hands freaking down.
yeah. And there was a couple of times I just about jumped off my couch when Phoenix kicked Marty, especially one of the last ones where he was like he jumped off the second rope across to the corner with like it was like a spinning back kick or whatever it was, and just oh my god, just
That kick's hook harder. The bully raised chop, boy.
yeah, what he said. Oh man, so and Melissa really shows her
Yes.
cojones, so to speak, I should say.
This is true, but and she shows more emotion than she does usual. She's trying to be like all business all the time. She's the ring announcer, and that's what she does.
She
And she
usually
sits in the
is.
corner and she sits in the corner and watch the match. But in this instance, she had skin in the game.
Yeah, because well, no one else knew that what we knew, that
Uh huh.
she was quietly, with
She was crushing on the Firebird.
wait, well put, yes, she was.
Mm-hmm.
She stops Mariposa from interfering in the match.
And she
And
sends no, just like in the strongest way she can. No, this is wrong.
you,
Like
you will
it's like
not do that.
that's right. She stood the hell up. No interference. And of all the people to stand up, you would have thought, one of his compatriots would have come out. Drago might have turned for like one night, or Aerostar would have intervened. But no,
Yeah,
Melissa.
or accompanied him to the ring, if
Yeah,
anything, to
yeah,
even the odds.
because Marty's got Mariposa in his corner. Why doesn't Phoenix have somebody in his corner? And
And
then we find out why.
and I drew a blank there for a second. Sorry. But Phoenix comes off with the win here,
Mm-hmm.
and
And well deserved at that.
oh yeah, they both put up a hell of a fight. But
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole match, oh my god, we gotta talk about this for a second. Marty the Moth has got to be one of like the best heels out there. What he does at the end of the match is absolutely some of the sickest stuff I've ever seen in a match. Honestly, I mean, I've seen violent stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen people get bloody,
Mm-hmm.
but the combination of the character and what he does, and they zoom in, and you actually see the blood spurting out of the head as he's stabbing him with the fork. I was like, oh my god. I mean, the looks on the people's faces, because they only can see so much. We're like up close and personal with the blood practically hitting the frickin' camera.
That son of a bitch went Abdullah the Butcher on his ass.
He did. He did.
He bust out the damn fork out his goddamn lunchbox and went to town on it.
He and even licked it first. So who knows what infections are in Phoenix's forehead right now?
Marty's got hepatitis.
He's got something. He's so nasty. He used to.
Creepy bastard.
That was definitely chant of the evening. That or Paul London after he got
Licked.
licked. Yeah. What did they chant?
I forget.
I think lucky
Lucky
bastard.
bastards.
Yeah,
Yes.
lucky bastard. Yeah, that's what it was. I almost forgot to
Indeed.
bring that up. That was funny. But yeah, Marty is sitting there stabbing his head with the fork, with his mask, half ripped off his face, which is also like humiliating and psychologically, uh, doing a number on Phoenix. Because you lose that mask, like they said. I think what is it? Vampiro said it's like losing your soul.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. As any true luchador knows, your mask, your personal mask, is a part of your personality. It is like losing a part of your soul. I have my one of a kind mask, which I hope to never lose. But then again, I've never put it on a line in a lucha stay apuestas match. But at the same time, I haven't been challenged for said mask in a podcaster's brawl. So I am not opening myself up for such challenges. I hope people will respect my mask with honor.
Oh, we love you, Phoenix, and you got enough friends. We'll make sure that never happens.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
I'll jump in there with my broke back and. Well, that didn't sound right. Never mind.
I'll drop a leg on him, brother.
Yeah, that too. Oh man. So then Marty, like I said, stabbing his head with the fork and then licking the blood off his forehead. It's like the looks on the people's faces are just priceless. Like, did he just? Oh no, that's just no.
It's like one part Hannibal Lecter and one part Cactus Jack.
Hell yeah, equals 100% creepy bastard.
100% Marty the Moth.
Yes. Someday I'm hoping we get the fantasy match of seeing someone like Bray Wyatt face a Marty the Moth.
Bray Wyatt must face Marty the Moth, and Shinsuke Nakamura must face Dean Ambrose. And they must all then fight in a fatal four-way. Battle of the Crazy!
Everybody gets a fork.
No, they each get the weapon of their choice.
Oh.
It's gonna be a Monsters Ball match, and Abyss with Janice is the enforcer.
Oh God.
That is what you call a ring full of crazy.
I'll cheers you on that one, Rick. Thank you.
Woo!
And that wraps up the episode with Melissa Santos screaming and crying, tending to who, as we knew, but the crowd then realizes who has her affections,
Yes.
So yeah, I can't wait to see where the rest of this goes. I mean, obviously, Phoenix continues in the cup. Well, we assume he'll be able to. It'll be
despite his injuries.
It'll be a few weeks. He's a little banged up. He's gonna need a new mask.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also going to be interesting to see what Marty, if he does, or if Mariposa does anything to Melissa. Because what Marty was saying at the end, oh man, I don't feel good about Melissa's future. As much as I trust Phoenix to protect her, oh man, we know what happened to Sexy Star.
Oh, yeah.
And she is probably still quietly going to therapy for that.
Yeah, a little bit.
$100,000 worth of therapy later, and she's still twitching.
Little bit. But she's armed with brass knucks now, so that's all right.
Yeah. So she she's coming out of it. So. She's still dealing with those stupid spiders. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens down the road between Taya and Sexy Star. What is going to become of the Rabbit Tribe leading towards the end of the season? And how pretty is beautiful Brenda going to make Tejano? All this and more. Any upcoming weeks of Lucha Underground. What'd you think of this episode, dude? Did you like it? Love it?
I gotta say, Joe Bone, I'm gonna give it another 7 out of 10. You know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's leading up to some good stuff, and it was pretty damn violent. But that match at the end, oh my god, yeah, that gives you a pretty high score, there, man. That's me.
I'll give her an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, between the violence, a little bit of comedy, and the quality of the wrestling. And I would even, I've been working on trying to do something lately and a way to do it as part of Smash This podcast, possibly coming up with a match of the week. Because I watch just a stupid amount of wrestling throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Between pay-per-views and shows like this and WWE and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that one of the matches of the week absolutely would be in contention from this episode, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I would say either the first match we had from Taya versus Crane to Phoenix versus Marty.
I definitely say the main event in this case. The first match was a violent contender in and of itself, which saw things being pushed to the boundaries of intergender matches. But at the same time, I still think that overall the main event is always going to be the main event, especially in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, and we had a solid 20 minutes without interruptions.
Yeah.
Once again,
which is the reason why Lucha Underground is the best, and also at the same time, which is why we didn't see a fourth match this week.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving enough time for the second round of these matches, whereas the first were, it's to get the cup moving, and it's to weed out the ones that aren't gonna really make too much of a difference down the line. And that's not to knock anyone individually, that's just how they're doing it,
Indeed.
So, but yeah, man, hell of an episode. Round 2 is off to an incredible start. We got 3 matches coming up next week. We know that, let's see here. Yes, back to the notes. Cage is going to face Pindar. Certainly going to be more of a challenge for Cage than Veneno was.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it's going to be snake whacking day, in this case. That big gauntlet of his going to play into this somehow. The reptiles will not stand a chance.
No, probably not. Probably not. Although it's going to be interesting to see what Vibora does. Let's see what else we got. We got PJ Black versus Puma, and the way Puma's going right now, I don't think PJ Black is going to fare very well unless there's some shenanigans.
There will be shenanigans. It's going to be a hell of a fight, but in the end, the Dark Puma will rise.
I have absolutely no doubt about that. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Dante Fox versus Son of Havoc. Plenty of room for shenanigans in that one as well.
Indeed, there is going to be collusion on either side. It could be the intervention of Killshot or Son of Madness that brings this match to a close, either by disqualification, intervention, ref knockout, stoppage, or countout. Who knows at this point?
Or a motorcycle getting thrown in the ring, you know. Which would be
Yeah,
which would
could
be
be.
a first, I think.
Yeah, it'll tear the hell out of the canvas, but they'll throw the damn thing.
Yeah. That canvas has seen worse. You know, people freaking dying in the temple half the time. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much, Chris, for joining me on this. We will catch you next week for episode 27, continuing the Cueto Cup round 2, same time next week. Thanks for listening, folks. Good night.